like I said, I only worked there for 6 months, but I never saw an intoxicated client. I never saw drugs. There was actually, I remember one night there was a few guys that were a bit too drunk and they got thrown out. And, maybe wouldn't have been respectful to the girls, we call them girls, but to the women that they were to party with. A party is just a session. And so anyone that was belligerent or drunk would get thrown out. I never saw any celebrities. I certainly did get what one would call high rollers, spending good amounts of cash. And then you get the guys that maybe can't spend thousands of dollars and, you try to work with them, you negotiate. I understand not everyone's rich, but I also wanted to make a little bit of my own money, right? So like Dennis said, you work in the middle, right? The brothel isn't just for a rich man, it's for any man. You can negotiate.
That's true, isn't it? Because we have locals here in town who use the brothels, and then you have people who are coming in from Vegas who are using the brothels, and they come to you guys with a price in mind of what they can spend.
Right. Yeah, and they might have a price in mind I always had a price in my mind, and this is just me, I can't speak for other women, but I always had an hourly that I wouldn't really go beneath. That was just my price. And, I'd wiggle a little wiggle room, a couple $100 or so or whatever. I'd try to work with guys. But if they went too much below it, I would just very kindly say, this isn't going to work out, but I'm happy to bring you to another lovely lady. What we do is try to keep business in the house. So if this gentleman, maybe he can't afford me, or maybe I'm not his flavor or whatever, well, here, meet so-and-so. Not to say her prices are lower, but the thing is we don't know each other's prices. We're independent contractors. They can negotiate maybe something that I wasn't able to.
I've spoke to other women at other brothels around town before, and they spoke a lot about special needs clients.
I did have some disabled, special needs, ED, erectile dysfunction. I guess I was kind of surprised to learn this. What I really learned, I think, is that men, they come to the brothel for sex, right? A lot of them. At the end of the day, there's usually sex involved, but not always. I had parties where there was no sex. A lot of them just want to talk. A lot of them are lonely. I don't work there anymore, but I used to hear the story all the time. My wife, she passed away. I'm lonely. I had, some gentlemen pretty much dying of terminal diseases, or their wives the same, and they're just not the scumbags you think they are. You know what I mean? They were just honest, nice, hardworking guys that wanted to have a little bit of a good time, and also someone non-judgmental and confidential to talk to.